Welcome back to Proxy, everybody, and today I have Kim with me, a long friend and support of the channel, here to talk about his tournament experiences and also, just how he got into the hobby and how he's enjoying the Eldar in his gaming time. So how you doing, Kim?
Yes, I'm doing all right.
Sweet, man. Well, I saw that you have a couple wins under your belt in a pretty big tournament, and I wanted to kind of get your opinions on it because I'm looking at your list right now, and it looks awesome, and great paint job, by the way. I really love the kind of
Thank you.
like, how did you do that, by the way? The purple and blue.
Yeah.
Is that
Mainly I
airbrush?
use yes, airbrush. That's the key.
That's great, dude. I need to get one of those, man. Like, I'm spending
Yeah,
hours
yeah,
and
you
hours
have
painting
to.
my
You have
stuff, dude.
to.
That's cool, dude.
No,
And you got the
you have to.
OG
Uh,
Avatar Kane, the Forge World one,
yes.
which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, once you have airbrush, it can help you in many cases. Once in the speed of painting, in much like 10 times faster, you can get a army into a playable condition. And also, especially if you paint some vehicle or some bigger surfaces, it's gonna be very even. With a brush, it's so hard. It's
It's really hard,
unbelievable.
man. I trust me, dude.
Yeah,
It's really hard.
yeah,
I've always been a brush painter. I've always painted everything with a
yeah.
brush. Like it takes me hours and hours to paint stuff.
That's nice.
But
Yeah, yeah.
the
Hard work.
airbrush looks so good, though. It's awesome.
Mm,
You really have an
thank
awesome
you.
looking army. Well, you know what's funny about
Thank
this
you.
army, man, is
Yeah,
I see a unit of Dark Reapers in there. They're kind of
yeah.
hiding between the Swooping Hawks and the Shadow Specters. So,
Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in somehow with the photo,
yeah, for sure.
if you can? Yeah,
Yeah, I can zoom in here. Let's.
yeah. Perfect.
There they
Perfect.
are,
Yeah,
the Dark
guess where
Reapers.
I got that idea about the
I don't know.
Dark
Where could
Reapers.
you have gotten the idea for Dark Reapers?
Yeah, you you
Was it
remember a
on
while
YouTube?
ago, few weeks ago. Yes, for sure. From you and Dead of Night. Thank you to him as well.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Really, hey, now anyway, we just talk wherever it comes, yeah. So I had like 80 points in the end. I've been tuning the list for 3 months.
Hmm.
In the end, it came to 80 points. So what's my choices? A unit of Wind Rider, yeah, for sure, very natural. I have a faster on jetpack, no problem. And then I also have another option will be the Shroud Runner, yes, to give
Hmm.
lethal hit, yeah, perfect. I have tested, it worked all right. And then once I heard about you guys talking about Dark Reaper, I was like, yeah, let's give it a try. Why not? I keep an open mind, and I also believe your guys' judgment. If you talk about it for a couple of times, there must be a reason. So I really gave it a try. Actually, I played against a very, very high level friend of mine, and in that game, the score was 100 to 90, and guess who got the 100 points?
You did.
Yes, I was lucky, and the Dark Reaper really did so good. I was like, wow, this is solid, man. 80 points, solid. Okay, we'll talk more about it. But thank you for you and to Dead of Night. You
Absolutely, man.
two helped me to settle down the 80 points.
Dark Reapers are awesome, man. I keep telling people these are good,
Awesome.
and people just
Yeah, yeah.
don't understand the power of the Reaper.
I'm very glad. I'm very glad I decided to listen to you guys. I'm really glad, and I don't regret at all. And at some point during the tournament, I even wish that I have another unit of Dark Reapers. Seriously,
Yeah, dude.
really.
Oh
Oh,
man, that's great. Yeah, I love them personally. I think they're great in this edition. But let's look at your
yeah.
list. Let's take a quick look at your list. I know we
Okay.
have
Yes.
kind of
Let's
the image
proceed.
here, but let's look at the actual list itself that you ran
Yes.
at the tournament. So you have an Autarch Wayleaper. You have
Yes.
the Howling Banshee Mass, Starglaive, Dragon Fusion Gun. Pretty standard. You got him a Phoenix Gem. And I think that's a more common pick in competitive play now because you have
Yes,
the lone op mixed with the Phoenix Gem makes it really hard to deal with, makes it able to actually like secure objectives when you can. I mean, a Farseer
exactly.
Skyrunner, with the Phoenix Gem, not as important, but you do have one in there for guide, guiding your bigger
Yes,
units of Shadow Specters and things like that, making sure they, hit hard. Avatar of
exactly.
Cain, you got that for, objective control and just to have something, kind of like a bully unit in the midfield, which is great.
Yep,
And then you have Fuegan, of course, which Fuegan's
of
awesome,
course.
right? Like
Yeah,
he's basically a one-man army. He's like a freaking Rambo.
exactly, exactly.
He just rips everything apart. In
Yes,
every competitive game I've seen him in, he's done great. Even if he whiffs
yep.
on his dice rolls, like he just goes in there, tanks a bunch of hits, fire axe just
Yep.
melts things. He's great. I was actually surprised
Every
he didn't get a list.
opponent hates him.
Yeah,
Every guy. Yeah, that's right.
he's awesome, man. And then you got the Dark
Hmm.
Reapers. So
Perfect.
talk to me a little bit. I know we talked a little bit about that, but why did you decide to
Yeah,
include Dark Reapers in your list?
yeah. So basically, I need somebody to stay behind, right?
Hmm.
During the backyard. We nobody want the backyard have fire. Yeah?
Right.
So I need somebody to stay behind. You can check my list. All the rest are in the way. They have to at some point push forward.
Hmm.
So I need somebody behind. Watch it, and still they got a long range, 48 inch. Basically, they can cover the whole field as long as they got a shooting lane, right?
Hmm.
So and most important, I use the Tempest launcher for the Altark. Sorry, for the Exurge for the
Hmm.
Exurge. So and also a trick is in Finland. Yeah, I'm from Finland, and this tournament happened in Finland in Helsinki
Hmm.
1 week ago. So in Finland, when the tournament happens, mostly we play WTC terrain, which means there are usually we play like a medium density, which means there are three floors terrain and the 6 pieces of two-floor terrains, and every terrain has a this called a footprint, yeah,
Hmm.
which offers the line of sight corners and
Right.
you can and
Obscuring
also
terrain.
all secure.
Yeah.
Exactly. So and always in my own deployment zone, at least I have one piece. This is three-floor building,
Hmm.
and in all my 5 games, I start with putting the excerpt on the third floor
Yeah.
to
And
get one more AP, right?
oh, absolutely, man. That's really where I think
Yeah.
the strength of Dark Reapers lie because they're in the back, so they're a little bit more safe. And they can climb up
Yes.
ruins pretty easily, and they can get up there and get that additional AP for their shooting attacks, which is great.
Yes.
And especially with Dark Reapers,
Yeah.
like especially with the Exarch, right? Because you got the Tempest Launcher, it has AP1, and then Plunging Fire brings it to AP2. AP1 is not a great AP for indirect fire, but
Mhm.
AP2 starts to be pretty effective, especially against lighter
Yes.
units and chaff units and stuff like that.
Yes. And the important thing is for all our craft world players, pay attention. The Tempest launcher, it doesn't have ignore cover, which means that's why this one more AP is sort of more important. Yeah?
Absolutely, man.
So at least the target will receive -1, which will help. Right?
Right,
So
immensely.
that's the dark reaper.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
It's cool. I love the
Let's
Dark
continue.
Reapers. I use them
Yeah.
exactly the same way.
Yes.
And they're really effective
Yes.
at just kind of sitting in the back. They're kind of unassuming. People really, they look at the stats of it and they're like, oh, I can ignore that.
Yes.
I'm going to worry about the other stuff.
Yeah.
And then they just rack up kills over the
Exactly.
course of the game, which is
Yeah.
really awesome.
Once the game starts, they're like, "What is this?" Like, you know. Also, because my exercise was on the third floor, I put one guy on the second floor to keep the coherence, right?
Hmm.
And then my three other guys just behind the wall. And then when there's necessary, when they got a shooting lane, when I need more shots, okay, those three guys move out. The second floor one has to stay there to keep the
Hmm.
unit coherent. So the
Absolutely,
other
man.
three guys move out. Then they can fire this 48 inches. Think about it. I can outgun many mid-range. armies, mid-range units. I can shoot them, they can't shoot back.
Oh,
How
absolutely.
about
And
that? Yeah.
their damage profile is pretty good, like strength A, AP
It's
minus
solid.
2
It's
ignores
solid.
cover, like is good. It's
Solid.
it's damage 2 also. So it just pops Marines, if you need something to just pop a couple of extra wounds on something, like there you go. You got
Exactly.
it. So you also have
Hmm.
fire dragons obviously because they're great with the fire pike.
Yes.
They're in a
Fire
falcon.
dragons. One unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, one unit.
And
The reason
then
you see
mhm,
lots of people discuss about okay, do you give this fire pack? You
mhm,
know how I think about it, why I decide to give the fire pack. It's
mhm,
just what my idea, of course. Everybody can have your own opinion, because the basic I consider fire dragon as a one shot unit. Yeah?
mhm.
So as you can see, I have a falcon, so it's a classic combination. Yeah, they
Yeah.
sit in falcon. Uh, Fuegan also started with the falcon, but Fuegan doesn't join the fire dragon because
Mhm.
he's a, as you said, he's a one man army. Yeah, he
Yeah.
goes do his own stuff. And then basically Fire Dragon comes out. Yeah, they got reroll from Falcon. And then what? You basically I Falcon my Falcon go flies first, and then they get out. Usually I can get wherever I need it to be, and they don't need to advance. You see, this is why I don't mind the Exarch has a, a fire, but because the
Yeah.
fire has a higher strength, 12, so I can wound almost everything on three, which is
Absolutely.
much easier.
Yeah.
The wounding is sometimes can be an issue. This is
Right.
why exactly why Fire Dragon needed Falcon's help, right? That's why
Absolutely.
once I'm out, 90% chance they your opponent will kill the unit. Nobody like five meta guns, so it doesn't matter they can run or I mean they can advance or not,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Very rare cases you need to advance with them. So in that sense, I'd rather prefer there's one like 20% of them has a higher strength. That's
Mhm.
how I consider in the
Yeah,
end.
I prefer the fire pike over it because of the range too. I sometimes find that
Hmm.
the Exarch can actually split fire into something else sometimes, because he has the
Ah, I
extra
see.
range,
I
right?
see.
Like, so
Sure.
like you tell
Sure.
your opponent, yeah, they have, the fire dragons have a 12-inch range, but the Exarch has an 18-inch range. Your opponent's gonna have to,
Yeah.
factor that in. Especially with stuff
Right.
like land speeders, or stuff like that. The Exarch can actually pop one of those things pretty quickly. Um,
Yes. Certainly.
so which is good. Even guard sentinels, you're seeing Imperial Guard more and more in the meta and stuff.
Yeah.
And an armored
Yes.
sentinel only has 7 wounds, so an Exarch can pop
Yeah.
that thing instantly. You know,
Piece
fire
of
your
cake.
fire dragons at something else. Yeah, exactly, man. Like shoot a chimera with the fire dragons. That should be enough to kill it, and then have the
Yeah.
Exarch fire at something else with rerolls to wound. It's good. So
Yeah.
you got
Good
that.
point.
You have 3 units of Shadow Specters, which, I mean, Shadow
Yes.
Specters are just your kind of meat and potatoes in this list, so to speak, right? They're
Yes.
damage dealers. Tell me a
Yes.
little bit about them. How'd they perform in the
That's
tournament?
so good. Yeah, absolutely, Jen. Absolutely. Um, of course, you have, as an elder player in general, you have to be very, very careful with the positioning,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. You
That's
don't want to
why
lose them. They're fragile.
during so super. So in my preparation stage, especially the last weekend before I go to the tournament, I spend like 4 or 5 hours. I open the map. I have map at home and all these terrains, and I don't know exactly the tournament terrain, but I know which mission, which deployment. So I put them on the table, put my unit. I have already like a practice or had my battle plan, how to deploy. What's the
Yeah,
plan
let's
due to
let's
the different
let's look
missions
at
and
that because I think you included some pictures of that, right?
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see
there
here
are a
real
couple
quick.
of them. It is part of my preparation. I think it's
This is it, right?
super important. For example, yes,
Yeah.
the first one. Go back to the previous one. Yes, thank you. This one, as you can see, this is a Heimerand and Anvil
Hmm.
deployment zone. And the mission, the tournament decided, they published the mission like 2 days before the tournament. The
Hmm.
mission was, what was it called? Can you show the mission? Yeah, this one. That's the ritual. Yes, yes. So basically, I don't know if everybody has played this mission, primary mission. Basically, in every round, you can pop up, you and your opponent, both of you can pop up one new objective.
Yeah.
So this I never played it to be honest. That's why I need to go through it. It is a weird one.
It's
It is
it is
weird.
weird,
That's
isn't it?
why
Yeah.
it
I've
is
always
weird.
found it
But
weird.
okay. But the organizer decided, you said, okay, what do you do? Stop complaining and go look into it and practice it. Go through on your mind. What should I do? Where I should do? Actually, I was so grateful. I have a mate called Nino.
Hmm.
We play together and we practice together. We communicate almost on daily basis. He also was in the tournament with me.
Hmm.
And also, we talk to each other. Okay, so this should be like place this one. And I was so happy I read it and prepared for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in the tournament, you will be so hyped. You will
You'll
be
be
so nervous,
lost.
and in the
Yeah.
end, you will mess up everything. You don't remember anything.
Yep.
So this is a weird mission.
It is.
But once you look into it, actually, hey, it's very good for us. You know why? Let's go back to my uh, deployment plan, the planning part. Yeah, yeah, this one. Look, in the middle, that will be my first round and second round popped up two new objective. This is was my plan. And look how close they are. Basically, they are almost next to each other, right?
Hmm.
An avatar
Can hit
can
cap
sit on
both of
both
them.
of them at the same time.
So the swooping hawks are putting down the objectives, creating the objectives, right? And then the avatar just walking up. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that can be.
Yeah.
That can be. But my plan was, at least I knew, okay, avatar will be in the middle.
Yeah.
And so there's a possibility, if needed, he can step on both objective. And if you see on the left and the right, just before the red line, there's a like the standard objective.
Right.
That will be my third and fourth one.
Hmm.
So all this you have to plan in advance. You see.
Right.
Then when the game starts, you don't have to worry or spend any energy to think about it,
Right.
right?
And that way you don't
So
get clocked
everything.
by time too, because you are timed in these
No,
tournaments.
exactly. That's also part of the factor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also it fits our lore, isn't it? We can force in the battle, so we sort of
Of
know
course, man.
what's gonna
Yeah,
happen,
dude.
right?
That's why I love this factor,
Yeah.
man. Now, the cool thing
Yeah.
about this
Okay,
deployment
let's
too
continue.
is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
some people that might not be aware that there's going to be heavy terrain in this area, so it's not like all this is out in the open,
Yes.
right? There's
Yes.
there's terrain
No, no,
covering the
no, no,
war
no.
walkers and covering the falcons. So
Yes.
for you guys out
This
there
is why
wondering,
also, because every WTC terrain, if you go to their website, you can see even in the medium terrain, there's at least four different variations, and we don't know before the tournament, before the game starts. I don't know which exactly terrain setup will the organizer use.
right?
So, but I can only have a rough plan, what whereabouts, and then I go through all the maps. This is also part of my preparation as well. I go through every part of the terrain, every piece of setup, a little bit different. So I say, okay, in this one, okay, maybe Avatar need to come back to little to the left. Or if this one, okay, D cannon has to go to this corner behind the wall.
Right.
So I have to go through them a little bit in my mind,
Yeah.
beforehand.
Of course, just make sure everything's out of line of sight. Okay.
Yeah,
Did I go the wrong way? Yeah, I
let's
went
go
the
through
wrong
the
way.
list quickly.
Now I can't find it. Where
You
is
have
it?
some list.
Did I miss it? Oh no! Oh, it's of course, it's the
Yeah,
word
yeah,
pad. Okay,
right.
so we have swooping hawks. We talked about those. Those are for scoring, obviously. Everybody knows what those do. We have two support
Yeah.
weapons, for that heavy indirect fire. I love
Yes,
support
perfect.
weapons. They're great. D cannons are just awesome.
Great. They are great. Super great. And
Absolutely.
really put two of them and
Hmm.
use your rulers, 24 inches, see how much they cover the battlefield.
Yeah, they
It's
cover
absolutely
pretty much
horror.
everything.
If I
Yeah.
had to face an army like that, I will be so on my toes. It's a terrible feeling.
Oh,
It's a terrible
absolutely, man.
feeling.
And it's hard to get around that like idea of, oh, I
No
need
way.
to
No
do
way they can
this,
get around.
but yet it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah.
And that's
It's
that's the
horrible.
idea of the Eldar. It's like I
Yep.
have to do this
It's
to
a
win against
psychological
Fuland.
warfare also, It's
Yeah,
a
dude.
psychological warfare.
Of
You
course.
basically, okay, you want to get me. Yeah, many armies think they are super strong. Yeah, you want to get me. Okay, fine. Go through the battlefield. You will be under my fire first.
Yep.
This Ikanos, they are no joke. Basically, they can even take out tank in one go. If
Yeah,
yeah, if
yes,
I
they
can get
can.
2 hits or something.
Absolutely, they
As
can.
long as you get the hits, the wounding is not a problem. You basically almost wound everything so easily, and with a reroll, it's like a
Big time.
guaranteed wounding. It's very reliable.
Yeah, I love D cannons. They're
I
great.
love the kind. Yeah,
I actually just
yeah,
recently built and primed two of them. I'm gonna paint them soon, but I was
yeah.
always using the old ones, and God, those things are horrible. But yeah, D cannons are where it's at.
Yeah,
Then you have three
yeah.
Warwalkers, which are really useful on WTC terrain because it's a lot of
Ah,
terrain,
super,
and they have a scout
super.
move, right? So they can get from one
Yeah,
piece to another and start threatening things early, or they could duck out of
yeah.
line of sight, so they're really useful as well.
Actually, I wish everyone look into our index.
Hmm.
You know, of course there are a lot of other units, lots of different vehicles, lots of high shooting output units.
Hmm.
But really look into workers. You know, they're for their price, they're super worth it. Two high quality shots. Basically through the whole 5 games, I hit everything on almost everything on 3+, unless they use some stratagem or ability, right?
Hmm.
You hit everything on 3+ with a reroll. And then you wound almost everything on 3+ with a reroll. You tell me how bad you can roll about it. At least you got one wound. Sometimes two went through
Absolutely.
easily.
Yeah.
And then, okay, AP3, fine. Most nowadays, almost everything can easily get a cover, which, okay, go to -2. But what does it mean? Even the guy has 2 up saves, you force him to use the invulnerable save, which is fine, right? 50-50, you know?
Yeah. Now,
But
last question.
yeah, okay, you go ahead
No,
first.
no, sorry. Last question that I have about your list is: would you consider switching a
Mhm,
Warwalker for a support weapon and
mhm.
then switching a Shadow Spectre for a Dark Reaper?
Mm, I consider I could possibly take a walker away,
Hmm.
but I do not want to put another D cannon. You know,
Hmm.
um, of course, I mean, first of all, everybody has their play style, right?
Right.
This is important. This is super important. This is why somebody use that list, somebody use this list. Oh, then you look, oh, why they have 10, for example, this risk plays. I can never play that army because I'm not used to it.
Hmm.
So you need to find what's your play style, like what you are very comfortable and confident to do. If I'm just jump into a meta list, but it's not my style at all, trust me, you won't play it good.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
you it's not you don't feel the gaming flow very smoothly. You don't feel that. Then
Right.
do you think if you don't even feel it goes through you naturally, can you manage that army really? There's no way, right?
Yeah.
So these are the very fundamental issues. So for me, I feel like I'm very bound with the workers.
Yeah.
So that's why I had 3 of them. But
Hmm.
after tournament, I had also some thinking. I could take one away, and I'm thinking actually taking one more Dark Reaper in and do a little shuffle.
Hmm.
3D canon, in my opinion, a little let's say if I say it, I feel it's a
Too
little
much.
bit too much,
Yeah.
little too much, because they are good, super good. But let's say, first of all, I consider they really have good hitting targets. Yeah, they have
Hmm.
good targets. And then second, they also have good like a psychological uh, stress for your opponent. But
Yeah.
three, I mean, they're not, they take almost 400 points. Think
Yeah.
about it. And they are rather fragile as well.
Right.
It happened in a game. One opponent shoot was one sister army.
Hmm.
shoot with, they have better, longer range in direct fire.
The
In one go,
Exorcist.
he took took out one D cannon away. That's
Yep.
125 points.
Oh yeah.
In
They'll
also
do that.
other in other yeah, yeah. Of course they do it. I would do the same. Yeah. And then in the other game, one guy eventually dropped a deep strike unit behind and also took out the D cannon very very easily. D
Yeah.
cannons D cannon doesn't last that long if your opponent has a means to kill it. Look into the profile. If
Yeah.
I have another D cannon hit, let's say if I have a mirror match, my D cannon hit the other guy's D cannon. The D cannon, his D cannon doesn't even get to save
Yep.
because it saves only on 4 plus,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
and then my
It's
AP is -4. Even you give cover save, you don't get to save, and you only have 5 wounds. Come on, baby. D6 plus 2. I don't even need a fate die. I just roll a 3. That's it.
yep, and then it's
It's
done.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
really low durability for sure.
yeah, that's why I think 2 are enough. This is my opinion. Okay,
Yeah.
I think 2 are
No,
enough.
no, no.
You can use that
That's
other points.
that's
Yeah.
a good point, and that's kind of why I asked you because
Mm,
we've been seeing
mm,
lists with 3D cannons, but they are fragile, and if
sure.
somebody does have an answer to them, they often just go into the night quickly. And there
Yeah.
are, armies that are appearing in the meta like sisters, that can easily take them out. Not even think about it. Guard as well can easily take them out.
Yeah, guards,
Um,
crazy guards.
Imperial Guard are doing very well right now, and it's because, and it's funny, I made a video about this, but indirect fire being so powerful,
Hmm.
people are like, oh, it's terrible, it sucks. Well, I mean, with the kind of buffs that you can give it, it's actually really good, because you're not really hitting on
Somebody
5
uses.
plus, you know.
No, no, no.
But let's
And
go ahead and
about the
talk.
list, if I can, yes,
Do
excuse
you
me.
want to go back to the
About the
list?
list, can I give? Yeah, can I give a couple more points?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
go for it.
so everybody have their own list. Okay, and then what? This what's your battle plan? In my list, as you can see, I have few units. They have deep strike, native deep strike, and
Hmm.
some units they don't have. So how I do it? Usually, I start a game by putting one or two Shadow Specters in deep strike,
Hmm.
one unit of Hawks in reserve, and one or two Walkers in reserve too. You see?
Hmm. And you do that
And
to save board space probably because you don't want to have something in the open, or
yeah,
you keep that there just to respond to enemy threats as they appear.
the thing is because there's so much terrain
Hmm.
that at least in the medium density of WTC terrain we use in our tournament, there are at least 10 pieces rather big terrain with a big footprint. Check those things out. Then lot of angles.
Yeah.
They cut. You cannot show. You don't have line of sight. This is why. Also, we are fragile. I ask the opponent, do you have indirect fire? If the guy doesn't have any indirect fire, fine. My probably I only put one unit of shadow specters away, one unit of hawks away, and one walker away. Also, I want to protect if they have good or multiple indirect fire. I don't want my unit get hurt before they do anything.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that was one point is protecting your own units if the opponent has many indirect fire. Second point is I want when my worker come down, the moment they come down, they can only come from the edge, right? Within 6 inches, but they cannot deep strike. Fine. When they come down, I will make sure I have clear shooting lanes.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Okay, 36 inches.
Yeah.
You know. So if I deploy them when the game starts, I cannot always guarantee because there's so much obscure terrains.
Hmm.
But once they come down, also which is will happen in the second turn or third turn. Usually the second turn I put them down. The enemy has to move up, right?
Right.
Whatever they move up, I hope there's some big metal. That's what Walker deals the best. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't care what they move up. Walker blow them up, just like a piece of cake. Really, I highly recommend workers. My worker kills so much. I think although opponent they are shaking,
They're really
and
solid.
whenever they're super solid, man. Pop up anything, you know. Okay, Rhino there, whatever tank there, okay, one walker, okay, oh, okay, few wound left, fine. You know what? I have another walker, crossfire. This is also how I do it, I
Yep,
crossfire to
absolutely,
make
man.
sure they got nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
Well, another trick before we go further, I want to share with our autarchs. I don't know how you guys do it because I only want to in one right now in this list. I only have one Farseer Skyrunner, and since we only have six Fate dice nowadays, so they're super valuable. Doesn't matter what we roll, doesn't matter as long as the Farseer is alive, we can just turn it into six. So how do I deploy the Farseer? I think this is very important. You train yourself so hard, so especially in the beginning, you have to remind yourself what. So you put avatar or you put your I have my D cannon, I have my walker. Of course, they're moving, right? Their every pieces are moving, but whatever they are moving, wherever they are moving to, my Farseer always in 12-inch with all these three units at least. At least one walker, at least one D cannon, at least with avatar. This is the formation. I have trained myself so well. I don't even realize it when I do it anymore. No? I don't even need to think about it. I move, okay, my movement phase, my shooting phase. Somehow my fastest guy run always within 12 of avatar, D cannon, and at least one walker. This is means whenever you need to pop up the damage six, you can just take a one or two from a fate die. Okay, this is six. This is plus two, so eight damage. You know,
Yeah. And I think what's
this is a
interesting.
great habit.
Oh, absolutely, man. And I think what's interesting about that choice that you have the Skyrunner in there is that, normally people might take the just Farseer on foot for fortune, but the guide is actually
Yeah,
really good, and also the Farseer Skyrunner's quicker, so it can easily catch up and keep around
exactly,
the Avatar of Cain and other units like that.
exactly. The
Yeah,
mobility, the mobility is the key.
yeah,
This is why I, in my list, it's only 10 points more than the foot fast here, so the cost is not a problem. But it fits my style and fits my need. I need this formation. Yeah? I need it with damage. When the damage comes, okay, here you go. D6. Now I turn it into a six. So hey, damage, take it. You know.
yeah. That's a really
So
good
that,
idea
that's
to have that in your list.
yeah,
He just flies wherever he
yeah,
needs to make sure that piece,
yeah.
that D cannon, that
For
Brighton comes in.
fortune,
Yeah.
I also did some my own thinking. Fortune, of course, is a great ability, but in our unit, in our army, we are so fragile. 90% of units are so fragile. You
Hmm.
can only use it for, let's say, fortune avatar. You only fortune nowadays maybe wrist blades, right?
Hmm.
These are the only two units worth to be fortunate. But avatar is already so, I mean, so tough. In my games, okay, there are couple cases. They have some tricks. Opponent have okay plus one to wound, but Avatar yes is solid. With or without this one fortune, I don't see much difference really. This is my honest opinion. Okay, but with the mobility from the faster Skyrunner, it's much more. How do I say? Much more dramatic. Much more games you can play, much more combinations. And the guide is super good, especially I play the Shadow Specters. If especially if they shoot a blast weapon, that's d6 each. So 5d6 plus whatever the blast bonus. If the guy has 10 man unit, then I will have 5d6 plus 10 shots. And with a guide, it's much better output,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, right? Like, guide can be used on pretty much everything in your list if you need it.
Yeah,
Whereas fortune, you can really only use it on the avatar, right?
yeah,
I mean, truthfully, I think that's something I think a lot of people have to consider too, is that in some lists, it may actually not be worth it to use a Farseer on foot, even if you do have an Avatar of Cain, because, if your list would benefit more overall from having guide, then maybe you should consider that instead. So
yeah.
that's a good point. let's go on to the tournament itself. So here's some
All
pictures of
right.
the tournament,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
looks awesome.
It's a great
You know,
tournament. Great tournament.
yeah, it looks
This is
fun.
a very respected tournament. It has been going on, I don't know, at least 15 years, even maybe even longer. And they this time they have Warhammer 40K, just one of the game. They have also fantasy. They have uh, seven together in seven different games, all are miniature games, and about little more than 300 players. This is the biggest miniature tournament in the whole Finland. And for this year, the 40K, we have 48 players. So I mean, it doesn't sound so much for US or for UK level, but you guys have to understand, in Finland, we are quite a small country. We only have about 5.5 million people.
Yeah, no, this is a big tournament. This is a big tournament for sure. Like,
It is definitely a
I
big
know
one
we're
in
used to
Finnish
seeing
standard.
things like, LVO, and we're used to seeing those kind of, I mean, just recently Adepticon, but like
Yeah, yeah.
50 people and that's a big tournament, I mean, that's a
Thank you.
lot of matches. Absolutely, man.
Mm.
And I mean, it's considered a grand tournament. It's just as competitive as any other event, I think there's a misconception, with people that like the more players means, it's a more, competitive event, which isn't always true, like,
Not always. No, not always true.
yeah, very
You
true,
see,
not always.
this 48 players. Actually, in this particular photo, you see there's one guy who's tall and black shirt. Yeah, back to the camera. Actually, in the end, he was the
This
winner of
guy
the whole tournament, and
or
he
this
played
guy?
a
There's a
guard.
lot of black
Yeah,
shirts here.
sorry, the closest one.
This guy right here.
No, left.
Ah, this guy.
Yeah, this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, and the guy facing him was the second place in the tournament.
Oh, wow.
It's a quite funny photo.
Nice.
Yeah, so
What is it? Chaos Space Marines versus what? What was?
no, there's the IG
Uh-huh.
versus what was the second guy's army? What was it? I can't remember. We'll check it later.
Yeah.
But anyway, they are good players. And what I want to say, one thing is, this is 48 player tournament, but almost the whole Finnish ITC players, the team, there's
Hmm.
8 guys. Yeah, I think, as I know, 7 guys from the ITC team are all in this tournament. Think about that.
Wow.
And
Yeah, that's
in
very
June,
competitive.
the whole team gonna go to Belgium to play versus other countries' teams.
Oh,
So that
absolutely.
shows
Yeah.
the level of the tournament.
Yeah, very competitive tournament. Absolutely. Well, let's look at the tournament because we have it right here, I believe, if I can. Where was it? Okay, these are the missions, right? This was the
Yes,
these were the rounds.
deployment and mission.
Yeah, so we have those there. Now let's kind of go through your games and just talk a little bit about how you felt
Right,
about them. So now, correct me if
right.
I'm wrong. This is how many players each
Yes,
person.
yes.
Okay, so if we look at this really,
Different army.
yeah, we
Can
have
you
a
zoom
lot
in,
of
Proxy?
we have a lot of
Can you
Adeptus
zoom in?
Custodes, don't we?
6
That's
of
funny.
them.
Only two Eldar players, man. You and someone else.
Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in? It might be small for many guys.
Yeah. Let's see.
If you can make it bigger. Yeah, perfect. Yes, there are six custodians. Yeah,
Six Custodes players. That's crazy. I mean, that makes sense, right? They're an easy army to kind of play and, and,
sure.
and know, learn.
They're
So
tough.
that makes
They're
sense.
tough.
They're cool though. I
I
mean,
mean,
I have nothing against
couple
them.
months ago, probably there will be 6 Eldari player.
Yeah, exactly, right?
No, there's only
Exactly.
two. Yeah,
Well, this was the round three. Let's go to round one because I have these out of order for some reason. Okay, so round one, huge victory
right. Yeah,
against Drukari. And were they playing real
that's a
Space
Drukari
Raiders,
guy.
right? Or are they playing Sky
Yeah, yeah.
Splinter?
Yes, Sky Splinter. Yeah,
Sky Splinter. Okay,
the
so
powerful
so
one.
they are
Yeah,
playing the Sky
it is a
Splinter.
powerful detachment.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So tell me
Yeah,
about this because this was the ritual. This is the one you prepared for, and you almost maxed out your points. So tell me about
I
this game.
prepared all of them.
What went down like in
Yeah.
this game? Because it seems
Okay.
like you just kind of ran over them.
Yeah. Sure. From the score, it looks that way. And yeah, okay. I admit, in reality, it was also that way. I ran
Yeah.
over. Yeah, he's a lovely guy, but
Hmm.
how should I start? Yeah, basically, the splinter, of course, they are super powerful. They jump, they can move so fast. They jump out, they still rush to you, and then as they still can assault you. I mean, in the close combat, and once they come out, they reroll this, reroll that. Oh my God! Plus with the pen token, it's like a so I knew that much about Drukari. Yeah, I fight with them a few times, but this new detachment I haven't had chance to fight. But of course, I learned in my preparation. One part of it is learning all the popular armies. So I knew they have a lot of crazy stuff once they jump out from their transport. So what's my strategy? I was, as you can see, the my preparation map from the Hammer and Anvil,
Hmm.
the first round. I deploy them in the reality. I deploy them quite behind, to my own board, to my own age,
Hmm. To
because
make sure that he couldn't get a
the
first
transport
turn. Yeah.
exactly that was the key. You don't know you start or the other guy start, right? You have to always keep in mind like the from the worst scenario to plan. You
Right.
can't just say no, I will be lucky, I will get the first. No, no, 50-50. Yeah,
Yep.
so don't be overconfident,
Yeah.
and
Because
then
I
think a
think
little bit. Okay,
yeah, I think the
the guy.
common like thing people like to do is they like to deploy on the line so they can get to objectives, but that's not the greatest
No,
idea against
no.
some armies.
No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Later we can talk more. But okay, let's say, go back to this guy. He has 5 or 6 transports. Okay, so the transport can move 14 inches. Then the guy jump out and the charge, like a advance and charge. Think about it. So they can easily. That's why I was thinking. Okay, I have to be almost 30 inches away from his deployment zone. Think about that.
Hmm.
And then I did. You know, and that's why in the first turn, let me think. He started. Did he even get into one? No, he didn't get into any close combat. The closest one was like a 6 inches away. He failed the charge. That,
That's
that
always
was
the
a little
lucky
close.
break. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
But then, fine. He didn't disembark a lot. Huh? He only disembarked one unit. He didn't get into me. Okay, fine. Then when it's come to me, I let's say I think he has 5. I shut down at least 3 to 4 of his transportation in one turn, and then also bombed like softened many of his army. Like take one and go 2 guys out, and a couple of his transport also exploded. Take their own guys, one from here, 2 from there. So I think for him it's like a morale already got shaken, from the first round.
Yeah, the
Absolutely,
Eldar onslaught. Yeah.
absolutely. Yes, actually, if our autarchs play against Dark Elder, always remember deployment a little more, much more behind. Push your own unit behind than you usually would do, and then once come to U-turn, and you should just shoot the transport at first. And I remember I have walkers, I have decano, I have these are perfect weapons, to kill the transport. It was like a piece of paper, you know. I want to say this: there's no disrespect to my opponent. Okay, it's just a simple fact. When the one war walker, 2 bright lines shoot to one transport, it's like it's not there. It's like
Yeah.
shoot through. Really,
Yeah, actually, and that's the
it's
thing,
a,
right?
it's a
Eldar have a
very
pretty
simple.
good matchup into Dark Eldar, because we have so many weapons that can just tear through the transports and we have the mobility to keep up with them and stuff. So like
Yeah.
even when their hard-hitting units do hit us, we can typically trade back pretty effectively, like 5 Incubi and an Archon can wipe out a lot more points, but they can't really if all they're killing is swooping hawks. Like they really have to hit the right target. And
Mm,
even with the Avatar of Cain, like you throw 5 incubi with, I mean, I don't know what he was running exactly, but you throw the
mm,
Archon and incubi into Avatar of Cain, that's not going to do enough, you know?
yeah,
So, and I mean, you blew
yeah.
up all of his transports and blew up his ability to basically
That's done.
retaliate.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on second turn, basically, yeah, I blow up the rest of transport because I kill some of the units and two units of his incubi led by two archons getting close combat with Avatar. But trust me, Avatar stood the ground firmly.
Yep.
I think two units of those guys, they only took, I don't exactly remember, maybe 4 or 5 wounds maximum.
Yeah.
And then every turn, Avatar got to attack and wipe out one unit.
Yeah. And
It's okay.
basically, yeah,
No
it's
problem.
like, the Avatar is almost like the perfect counter to that because it has -1 or it has half damage, right? So they're only doing 1 damage apiece,
Yeah.
right? So like that's their main thing. I mean, 2 units of Incubi can charge a Land Raider and kill it, but they can't kill the Avatar because of the 4+ invulnerable save and the half damage, you know?
Exactly. Don't let them come out from transport and charge into Avatar. Then that
Yep.
way, maybe they will kill.
Oh yeah.
Because once they come out from the transport, when they charge, they have lance
Hmm.
on their weapons. So
Right.
+1
So
to wound.
yeah, if they're wounding on fives, it's a lot easier with rerolls than wounding
Yeah,
on
much
sixes.
easier.
Yeah.
16.6% easier,
Yeah.
right?
So after
So
turn
that's
two is
about that.
basically, I mean,
Yeah.
we can see that in the score too. After turn
Yes.
two, it's really hard for him to come
Basically,
back.
the game is done. And
Yeah.
at one point in turn two, I think it's funny because he moved some one unit called what is it called Chronos, something like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
there were two guys. He moved a little to the middle. He said, "Ah, I can see you, Avatar. I'm gonna shoot him." I said, "Oh yeah." Then I check. Yeah, sure. He got launched up because Avatar is behind a two-floor terrain. First floor in the tournament terrains, all the first floor windows are blocked, so
Hmm.
nobody shooting nobody
Right.
from the first floor. But because Avatar is a bit tall, right?
Right.
So the guy can see from the second floor. I said, yeah, sure, no problem. And then he moved those two guys in the range to shoot Avatar. I was like, okay, since you can see me, that means I can see you, right? Okay, Avatar gonna overwatch you. And remember earlier I said I have trained myself to this automatic formation, right? So
Uh-huh.
my fast-year sky runner is within 12 inch of Avatar. So
Yep.
what did I do? I take a 1 or 2 from the fate die. Okay, here is a hit. It's a 6. And then I roll a die, sustain D3. Oh, I got 2 more. Okay, I have 3 hits. Okay, I wound him 2.
Yep.
And then that's it.
That's it.
I
Goodbye.
took out two Coronas.
That's crazy, dude.
If That's crazy. It's
That's
absolutely.
nuts,
If
dude.
he didn't say, if he didn't say, I can shoot you out, maybe I even forgot, because
Right.
I don't think, I wouldn't think, oh, I will overwatch you from second floor.
Yeah.
But now since he reminded me, okay, you know what, dude? Let me shoot you first.
It's
That
like,
was a
yeah,
funny
actually,
moment.
thanks for
Yeah,
reminding me. I need to Overwatch. That's funny,
exactly.
man. That's
It
funny.
was so good.
That seems like just a
The
fun
the
game, though. I
the
mean, it's
Farseer,
always,
it was
yeah.
very fun. Yeah, the Farseer with Avatar Overwatch is a perfect combo. Trust me, out there, use it. If you use Avatar, you must use this one, this Overwatch. It works. It's hilarious, because people don't expect it.
Yep.
Who
Absolutely,
you?
man.
I heard only one shot. Only one shot. Will you Overwatch? Yeah, absolutely. Because it's Avatar. It has sustained these three. I got one so lucky. I got then the D3. I got 3 shots. So in the Overwatch, Avatar Overwatch the 4 shots, 4 hits,
Wow. That's crazy.
and with the strength 16, AP -4, damage D6 +2. They don't want to do this. This is crazy. That remember that combo.
Yeah.
Always keep it in your pocket. Yeah.
It's great, man.
All right.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, my opponents know now not to go within 12. Like they're very careful. Oh
Better
man.
be. Yeah.
Well, let's look at the second game because
All right.
that was against
Yeah. This is the second
Sisters,
one. That was the Battle Sisters. Yeah.
and that was tough for
As
you.
you can see, it was crazy. You know, Of course, I know Battle Sisters. I know they're good. I simply prepared for them. But in reality, the thing is, in my local club, nobody plays sisters. I can't say I have really played against this army. I know they have some tricks, this and that, but I encourage all of us, to try to play many different armies because every army has a they have few tricks under their sleeves. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is one of them. Never underestimate sisters. This because I won the first game with a good score like 98. That's why in this tournament, first round is rather random,
Hmm.
and second round, of course, the 24 winners will play against each other, right? So I believe my opponent is you also. I believe he probably also got 98 points or something like that. So we two paired together, and I haven't played against them before, and they really got some tricks. The sisters, yeah. I don't know how much you know about them, Proxy.
I know a fair bit.
Yeah,
Just by reading. I mean,
they're,
I had a buddy who ran them a lot in ninth edition, and then he just in tenth
I
edition
see.
he just didn't want to play them for whatever reason in the beginning, and you know,
No, they are super good.
you know,
Okay, couple things I can remind the autarchs. So if you ever meet them again, you keep these things in your mind. First of all, they have a system called the miracle dice. So they can get in every turn. So on your turn, on their turn. And they have character or maybe an enhancement. So on their turn, they can even get two. And whenever their unit got destroyed, doesn't matter, it's one character, it's one 10-man unit, doesn't matter. One unit got destroyed. They also got a die, a miracle die from it. So what they do with the miracle die? The miracle dice can do exactly the same thing as our fate dice. Think about that. Our fate dice can make 7 different actions, right? Like a hit, save, wound, run, charge. This their miracle dice can exactly do the same thing as our fate dice.
but they
Let
have
that
like
sink into
triple
you.
or quadruple the amount of them over the course of the game.
Exactly. We have only 6, unless you use, guardians or other or Eldar. Let's say only 6 usually, but you know how many they got. So on both turn, so let's say 10. If they have the special character or enhancement, so they got 15 like that just by the turns. Plus, I believe they have probably 15 plus units. So potentially they can get to close to 30. Think about that.
That's
They
crazy.
can get to almost 30. And every time they roll it, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever it is, yeah, 5 or 6 or 3, 2, okay, they keep it there. Exactly as our fate die. And they have a character which can give the reroll to that thing. Think about that. If we reroll, we have to take a die away. But they don't.
I
I was
know.
like, oh,
That's
so
nuts.
this is how it works, huh? This is crazy. And let me tell you again, Perksy. So when sometimes I even feel the sister players, sometimes they even want you. Let's say they throw a trash unit to you. They want you to kill it. Then they can roll a die. They can have like a powerful tools for later on for damage roll, for their damage roll, yeah, for wound roll, or for save rolls. This is one of the reason. This is second game I played against sister. Third game I played again against sister after losing this one. Both game I lost.
Yeah,
Both game I lost.
let's take a look at
And
that game too, because that was this one, right?
this one,
Yeah. But you
yeah,
did better in this game because you kind of learned from your mistakes the
yes.
first one, first time around.
I adapt myself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's only a few hours, so it's too short time to really digest.
Yeah.
But they have really a creative system. Look at my list. You think about it. Yeah, it has I have 2D cannon, 3 workers, and avatar, flagon. Yeah,
Hmm.
and even the Wayleaper has a good melta. So all these good quality shots they block me at will. I'm telling you, man. I was so frustrated. They have also some vehicles or some important character with some like a high often is high value targets. When I want them good, perfect, war worker, reliable, D cannons good, Melta's good, but doesn't matter. Okay, say okay, guy, hey, take two Melta shot saves, AP minus four. Then the guy just look at his miracle die pool. Oh, here you go, Kim. Two fives saved. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, they can, their system,
Oh my
Miracle Die
god,
system is so superior to the Fate Die system.
much more.
It's
I'm telling
absolutely
you.
insane.
And
Yeah.
remember, remember, we can only use one fate die per phase. The whole army, right? The whole army.
Hmm.
You know what about their limit for the miracle dice? They can use also some special character there. They can use up to two fate dice per phase per unit.
Yep,
Let
it's
that sink
crazy.
into you.
And they have a bunch of
I
Melta weapons too.
really,
Like
oh,
tons
it's
of Melta.
crazy.
They have the Exorcist battle tank, which is amazing at indirect fire. You could just plug in a six for
Yeah,
damage there. You know,
exactly.
no
In the
risk.
third game, their indirect took out my deacon.
Yep.
So this basically, I lost. I mean, of course, I still put up a fight, but still, the reason is very clear. Normally, I shoot his valuable target. Okay, boom. Okay, you say one, 4+. You fail another. Okay, boom, 8 damage, 7 damage. You took it out. No problem. Reliable. But now we have a biggest problem. They can save multiple units just with the fader, just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's two 5+ saved, 4+ saved, just like that. There's nothing I can do, really, man. Nothing I can do. So that means every round I have less units, right? Because of course, naturally, my units got killed too. But then his core units, his valuable unit, they're still there. So when the game go to third round, fourth round, of course, there's not much too left in my box, right?
Right.
This is
There's
what happened in both games.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, right? Because, Eldar is
Hmm.
a faction of precision, but if your precise shots aren't going through, then there's not much you can do.
No,
And you're
that,
paying a
that,
lot of
then I'm
points
in
for
trouble.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, sisters, I mean, they're winning a lot, you know. It's kind of
Yeah,
going under the radar,
with good
but they're winning a
players,
lot.
absolutely. No, they
Yeah.
have big potential. And also, especially, they have two of these kind of units. One is the Repentia, very
Hmm.
famous little girls,
Yeah,
and
let's go ahead and look at that because I
another
have their
one,
data sheet right here.
yeah, yeah,
The
good,
Repentia, here they are. So they're
Repentia,
pretty
yeah,
they're pretty good, and I think the thing about these guys is that they just hit super hard. They don't necessarily
yeah.
survive well, but they just hit super hard, right? They have,
No, they
strength
in ninth
6, AP
edition
minus
they're
2 damage
already
2.
good. Yeah, in
Yeah.
ninth edition they're already good, but now in tenth they're still very good. You check every Battle Sisters list, there always will be Repentia.
Yeah. And it's
So
because of all
they
these
can reroll,
rerolls, right?
yeah, all the rerolls, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they get these
And
hit
also you,
rerolls and wound rerolls, all of it.
if they charge into you, which is of course this is their plan.
Right.
Basically, they throw like a suicide squad to you,
Yeah.
which they can make a lot of damage. Yeah, they can make a lot of damage.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
have this whiff. Look at their melee weapon, 4 attacks each, so that's like a 40 attacks. Reroll hit, reroll wound. You know,
Now, do all of them
so
get
and
the
no,
neural whips, or do they get to choose which weapon they're armed with?
probably, but depend on who they are killing, right?
Right.
If they're killing infantry, they would go for the first one. They have more double the numbers attacks.
Yeah.
If they kill some harder units,
Yeah, and
then
the
sure
key here
they
is
can
that
take
these
the fight.
weapons right here, these neural rips, are really good against
Yeah,
wraith blades because the AP
yeah.
is not so
Just numbers.
not so important, but as you can force a bunch of saves at 3 plus, like yeah, that's going to be better than the eviscerator, right?
Mm,
That's wounding on
mm.
fives, even if it's doing
And
damage
they
too.
have, I think they have, yeah, they have also this ability. If okay, also for all your autarchs out there, if you play against sisters, I remember one thing. you better kill the whole squad at one go. Doesn't matter shooting or come close. You kill the whole squad. You know why? Because if let's say a 10-man squad they have, if they just lost one person, one model, then they got what's it? They got a reroll to hit
Hmm.
the whole unit. And if they lost, if they under half of the strength, they also got a reroll to wound.
Yep,
Just like that.
that's their detachment bonus. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Sometimes I even feel like they wish you kill a couple guys or kill half of the guys. Or this is a very weird feeling.
right.
Sometimes even they want to kill the whole unit, then they can get a miracle die, do something else.
Yeah,
It's a very weird
they get
system.
a
It's
bonus no
a
matter what. They become stronger as an
yeah
army as you kill more units. Yeah,
yeah for them either way, they're win-win for them. It's a very strange feeling. It's like also they have another unit. Wait, let me see what it's called. Oh, it has to be this one. These are Arco. What is it? Arco
Arco
Flagellants.
flagellants. Yeah, they're
Oh
strong
my
too.
God! If you ever seen that unit, you better eliminate it at first possibility. Look at the stats; it's like nothing, right? But look again, two wound. Usually they come 10 men unit, 10 men unit, yeah. Two wound each. They have no save even. It's like a seven. It's a joke. But they have field and open 4+.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty good.
they and normally they have melee 4 attacks, right? But when they do this special attack, the attacks can go to 6. So that means
Yeah,
they have one unit, 10-man unit, they can throw 60 attacks at you with all the rerolls. Yeah,
yep.
remember
Rerolls to wound,
they have
full rerolls to
means
wound.
to do it. Yeah, reroll to hit, reroll to wound,
Yep.
and when you come to them, through them, they have field open 4+. It's not that easy to kill the squad because
Yeah.
the 4+ field open.
Oh, big time.
And I have my third game. The player is a very gentleman. He told me, "Okay, Kim, look at this box. He has like a normal plastic box." He said, "Here's a 60 dice. I just let you know, this small die, there are 60 of them. When I need to roll, I will just roll the whole box." So he has was it 2 or 3 of these units. So then, of course,
Jeez,
at some
man.
point he chose the attack with the hazard attack. So
Right.
okay, now I roll the box. So he shake the box
Yeah,
and
I
throw to
mean,
the
there's no
task
reason not
mat.
to, right? If they charge into something, there's no reason not to use this just to
Oh my
eliminate your
God,
target.
it's just crazy.
They're
It's
crazy.
crazy. It can wipe out almost anything. I think.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
especially, I mean,
amount of dice.
you look at it and it's like your list does have the tools to deal with the unit of these guys, but the issue is I think is that your opponent also knows what you have that can kill them and will target those
So
units with his indirect fire, right? So like
yes,
those units
yes.
will die. But yeah, these guys are freaking
Basically,
insane.
yeah, they are quite crazy. Basically, they come to you, they rush into you, they kill some valuable target from you. Then okay, fine, they are ready to die, right?
Mhm.
But with this guy also have two wounds, field and open 4. Actually, I remember I said it's not that easy to kill this unit. Easier to kill the Repentia unit. They don't have this good field and open. But this
Right.
unit actually they not. And again, even they got destroyed, they got a one miracle die.
Right.
So
Exactly. So it's a win-win.
it's, it's an incredible feeling.
That's crazy. They
So
have
the
some crazy
sisters have a
units.
lot of tricks. Yeah, the miracle. Also, the miracle die versus our fate die. It is so unfair. Shit, we got only 6. They got like what 5 times easily, and they can
Oh,
use
big time.
two two dice per phase per unit. It's like madness.
Yeah,
I
sisters
don't
are
know
really
how they
strong.
balance the game.
They're really strong, man. I think you're gonna see a lot more of them in the coming months. But tell me
Why
about
not?
Gene Stealer Colts, because actually Gene Stealer Colts are
Oh
not an
my
army that
god.
I have ever actually played. Nobody that I know plays
It's
them.
very rare. Very rare. Okay, okay. First thing first. Okay, in the first day, it's a Saturday, we play 3 games, as usual. So we end
Hmm.
up at 8 o'clock in the evening. Of course, I got also exhausted because this is first time in my life I play 3 intensive games, Warhammer 40K games in one day. It's great. Nobody who do that. You play one game, you chill, you play.
Yep.
And in my training, actually, I a couple of weekends I did. I especially I did two two games in one afternoon. I want to feel how it feels, you know. But this is real day, real time. I play three games in one day. Of course, exhausted, you know, physically and mentally.
Oh, of course.
But right after the third game, I also knew the pairing for Sunday first game, which is Gene Stealer. I was like, damn. As you can see, the army list, army participants in the whole 48 players, only one Gene Stealer player, and that will be my Sunday first game opponent. I was like, shit. I knew I have a very vague ideas what this army does. I know they have some sneaky deep strike things to do, like 3-inch deep strike, but I don't exactly know what they do. I know they can come close to you, but I don't know what they do. And I've never seen the army even. We don't even talk about play the army. I've never seen a real model in front of my eyes. You know,
Right.
I was like, damn, I have to do something about it. So usually after first day tournament, you go out with the mates. You know, you drink, you eat, you talk shit, and you know, just you whatever, you have fun. But okay, I decided, okay, I'm come here to tournament. Okay, I can drink later. So so I went back to my place. I studied 3 hours at least about the general things they can do and the list of my opponents. I just picture in my mind how I would do that, you know. Then with a good preparation, so as you can see, I took the win on Sunday morning. It was not easy. It was
Hmm.
not easy at all. But yeah, the study helped.
Yeah, because they're a tough army to beat, especially as Eldar, because they have a lot of cheap units that keep resurrecting, right? Like,
They have a weird army, really weird army. You know, basically the whole army of my opponents was it 11 units plus 5 or 6 characters. So let's say 16 units. Every unit can deep strike.
yeah.
Think about that. Every unit. And all the 11 units, they have this keyword called cult ambush. You know what that is?
Hmm. It
So
means they can
basically,
resurrect, essentially, right? When they're
yes,
destroyed.
they can fucking come back. That's horrible. So if they are, so basically, okay, uh, any unit have this cult ambush keyword. When they are destroyed, the controlling player will roll a d6. If it's battle line, add one. And if it's first and second round, add another one. On a 5 plus, the unit comes back. Think about that. All the 11 units he has. Basically, in the first two rounds, he only need to roll a 3 or 4. Yeah, basically, he rolls 3 or 4. The unit comes back. How crazy.
That's nuts, man. Like you could end up having, 25 points,
That
2,500
was
points of army,
unbelievable.
So yeah, Cult Ambush is a really powerful ability. I mean, it can basically swing a game for you. You kind of have to get a little bit lucky that
Easily,
your
easily.
opponent doesn't roll high, you know what I mean? So, I mean, congrats on the win though, honestly, because it's a solid victory against an army you never really knew, but you were able to pull it off because you were able to kind of know what their rules do. And I think that's a lot of the,
Yeah,
problems that people have with fighting these new armies is they don't know their rules, so they don't know how to prepare and deploy accordingly, and they often end up getting as a
yeah,
result like beaten down pretty bad.
yeah.
But you did well in
Certainly,
that game.
it's always, yeah. The game as any battle you go into, of course you should prepare, right? If you
Right.
don't prepare, what do you expect?
Right. No, no, no,
And
exactly.
this army,
Exactly.
this Gene Stealer full of surprises, really. Even I prepare, it's still different, But still, okay, it helped a lot, helped a lot. And they have, let's say, I talk a little bit this cloud ambush. So basically, as earlier we mentioned, yeah, you kill them, and they on a 3 or 4, depending on if the unit is battle line or not, depending on if it's the first or second turn or not. Yeah. In the first 2 turns, their units can come back much easier. So basically, the guy roll a d6 on 3 or 4, the unit comes back. Doesn't matter. It's a 70 points unit or it's a 370 points unit. It's total madness. Okay,
Yep.
it's like
Yep.
it just come back. Think about that.
I know
So the guy
that's
has 11
crazy.
units. Let's say on a normal statistic way, probably should have 5 to 6 units. Let's say 5 units come back. But that day, my opponent in this called ambush role, he was a bit unlucky because all these big important damage dealer units didn't come back. And the total units came back, I believe, only 2 units. So I got pretty lucky, super lucky on that. You know,
Yeah, you were able to kill a lot of them off permanently,
super
which
lucky.
is helpful. Same thing with
Yeah,
Imperial Guard, right? Like if you look at Imperial Guard,
yeah,
reinforcements, every turn or whatever, it really helps to be able to either battle shock that unit somehow or just kill multiple units that they can bring back so that there's not something permanently being recycled, right? So you
yeah,
do have to have the lethality for that. But the thing about Gene
yeah.
Stealer recruits
You
is they
have
can do it no
to,
matter what.
yeah. And then especially there's one battle line called the Acolyte Hybrids.
Hmm.
That was an
Oh, they're
insane
nasty. I think I
unit.
have their data sheet here. Let me look
Insane
for it.
unit.
These guys, right?
It's, this is crazy.
Yeah, these guys are
Crazy shit.
crazy, dude. They're crazy in combat
They're,
and
they're,
at
they're
range.
not expensive. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not expensive.
And
Even 10 models, it's only 170 points.
right,
And
I
look
mean,
at their one of the ranged weapon. This demolition charges.
oh
That's
my
the
gosh.
most scary one.
This can
That's the most
kill pretty much anything in the game.
anything, just anything.
Yeah. And like especially like people have to watch out for this if they're playing Wraith bricks, like huge units of Wraith blades or
Yeah,
guard or whatever, because
anything will be taken out.
this will just take you out, right? I mean, you have how many of these in the unit? 10, right? I think all 10 of them can have
10
demo
guys, yeah,
charges,
10
right?
guys.
Yeah, so like they
Yeah.
come in and they can come in within 6 and they just blast you,
Uh,
right?
yeah. Wait, it's not everyone can take the demolition, but at least four. I remember
4 of
I
them.
was looking the
Okay.
guy's army list. At least
Yeah.
four, and they can plus many other weapons. But
Yeah.
the thing is, they roll crit. When wait, when they have also when their what is it called when their reserve units come down to the battleground, I
Hmm.
think they immediately has sustained hit. What's a lethal hit? Wait, let me go back to their army. Army.
Yeah, it's something like that. They get bonuses when they come up from reserve. I know that.
Yes, when they come down, they immediately get. Da, 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 what do they get? Mm, so okay, maybe we don't have time to look through that detail. But anyway, when they come down, they either get lethal hit or they get sustained hit. All right,
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yep.
So and they also have ways to reroll wounds roll. I
Hmm.
remember my opponent also did it like that. So basically, this demolition chart, when he was rolling, and I tell you the real feeling. Okay, we don't have time to go to every numbers. The real feeling is okay. I was screening very well. Trust me, I was aware of his deep strike ability. But even that, once the game starts, first turn, second turn, third turn, you just cannot possibly screen out the 3-inch deep strike.
Right.
So at some one point, this crazy unit came down, 10 guys, at least four demolition charges, among many other weapons. So when they come down, the shooting was perfect. They have this ability to boost their shooting. So the guy was rolling. I saw there's so many rolls, so many weapons. So at some point I couldn't keep up what is what. But anyway, I saw his. I'm sure he's the honest player. The way
Hmm.
how he plays, how he introduced. I'm sure he's a good player, honest player. So he was rolling, and then okay, here's 12 saves or 15 saves. I was like, okay, I do it. Ah, okay, Phil died. I'm still here. Da, da. I said, wow, this was tough. But then I was like, okay, it was not that tough. And then he was like, that's the first of four. I said, what? I was like, yeah.
That's
So it
crazy,
was
man.
then he said, "Yeah, here comes the real deal, the demolition chart." Oh my God, man! It was D6 plus three, and you can imagine it's like I don't know how many even. And then they have was it lethal hit or something? Anyway, there's a sixes, so for another six. I was shit. Is that just for a few guys? I was like, look at that.
That's nuts, man.
I
That's
was
really crazy.
go crazy. So
They're
basically,
a crazy
when
unit.
that unit came down, super. It's like madness. 3 inches come in, how you can defend. Okay, anyway, I tell you the result. That unit came down, took out one of my worker, one of my deacon, one of the and the falcon, just like that. Boom, disappeared. What? Made a hole in my deployment. So that was fun,
Absolutely.
crazy.
That's nuts, man. I mean, that unit, I mean, in the
But
beginning of the
okay, they
edition, it
are
was crazy.
paper. They are
Yeah,
worse than paper. And their whole unit,
right.
except one close combat unit.
Hmm.
That's a 370 points unit. That's tough. Yeah, they have many wounds. What's it, 3 or 4 wounds? Other than that, all the units they are super fragile. Use whatever bolter, use whatever cheapest weapon you can shoot. You shoot, they die.
Right.
Just like that.
I'm almost wondering if it would be worth it to have a unit of warp spiders in your backfield just to wait for these guys to come out for Overwatch, right? Like,
Sorry, I lost you a second. What you
I
were
think
saying?
I think it would almost be worth it to have a unit of warp spiders in your backfield just to like not screen these guys, but as soon as they come out, just Overwatch them, right? Like a unit of five,
Of
because
course, that would be good. But the thing is, how many warp spider you just want to keep in your back? You
right,
know,
right, and not
one,
doing other
two,
stuff.
and you don't know when they come in, right?
That's true. You could
Basically,
also just hold.
this insteader they have the upper hand. They have okay. You put in, let's say you put the spiders in the left flank. Okay, I come to the middle. I come to the right flank.
Hmm.
And
Right,
and one reason you see I don't use spiders. They're good. They are good. I'm not saying that they're not, but they are compare them with the hawks. The points difference is quite huge.
oh, it is absolutely.
And did you remember in my training deployment, my hawks right next to our
Hmm.
like close by. Yeah? I always in my deploy when I deploy, my hawks always within 6 inches of our turn, just for the second turn or some secondary missions. I need to go to the opponent deployment zone or something. So I need that 1 inch advance, from our
Right,
turn. All these small details in training, you have to make it become a good habit. Sometimes 1 inch can determine you got the secondary or you didn't get the secondary, right?
right.
So all these small details you have to be very careful.
That's true.
So my Hawks basically the whole game is ready to go. Yeah? Whenever I got a card, okay, deploy Homer or something, they need to go in. Okay, they will just ready to go.
No, absolutely.
Uh,
That's true.
yeah, but
Well,
okay,
what was your last
consider
matchup
how
here?
this
Let's
crazy.
see. Where is it? Here it is.
Yeah,
Against
the most
Necrons.
famous, yeah,
So
Necron.
Necrons, Hypercrypt Legion, very meta kind of list, and you beat it,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So run
yes,
me
I
through
beat
that.
it.
How did that happen?
Yeah, and one of the biggest reason I beat this Hypercrypt Legion because my mate Nino he plays this. He brought the same detachment and the Necron to the tournament. But it's good we didn't meet again. We didn't meet in the tournament
Yeah,
because of him. I knew this army inside out. I have in my mind. I have practiced all the different scenarios. That one unit of dragon also especially brought for the C10s.
right.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, sure. They are very super difficult army to counter, but they have also couple weakness. All right.
Hmm.
So one of the things, yes, they are super tricky because they can teleport 4 units. Normally three, but they have a character. They can have a enhancement. So basically, if anybody in tournament play this detachment, just keep in mind, at least they have 4 units can teleport.
Right.
Okay, keep that in mind. And why I say at least, because they have a special unit called Transcend Titans. These guys, they are also Titan, very powerful. They also have half the wound and 5+ feel no pain. And on their next command phase, fix these 3 wound, all this trick as the other Titans. But this Transcend Titan, they have a special ability. When they advance, they just say, let's say I'm the controlling player. Okay, I move Transcend Titan now. I just say, okay, now he advance. Just when I say it, I basically can teleport it to anywhere I want. Think about that. 9 inches away from you. So basically, I have a unlimited advance range. That's how you can think about it. So 4 units plus maximum 3 Cetans. It's a transcend Cetans. Okay. If you see the guy bring a transcend Cetan, you know that guy can do this trick. He can advance unlimitedly distance. Keep that in mind.
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. The
So
Transcendent
fine.
Satan's pretty tough.
They're all quite mean and difficult to deal. So because I knew them so well, okay, I have very clear battle plan. And the guy has 2 units of race. You can see 6 races with the character gave them feel no pain. The
Hmm.
races are super difficult to kill. 4 wound each. They have everything. Invulnerable save, but we'll talk about it a little later. But okay, in first turn, we're just moving up position in both army. And in second turn, I decide, okay, now he's a Silent King and the Dragon Citan. Both are rather in the middle field. And then both race take both flank. And then the Nightbringer comes a bit more from my right flank. I was like, okay. So basically, in next turn, he can just push into my side of the board.
Hmm.
Okay, if that's the case, I need to act now. So once I decide to focus, okay, so I put the Falcon, which has Fire Dragon and the Flagon, with a little bit on my left flank. They came out. They went straight for the Dragon Citan,
Yes,
and the Fire Dragon get into the 6 inch range,
absolutely.
and the Flagon also ready to fire within 9. And my workers also, once you commit, all my, you know, fellow players, we have to consider plan B, even plan C, sometimes maybe even plan D. Okay, because if we finish a job, we finish it completely. We don't just leave 1 or 2 wounds for the Citan. You know what's gonna happen? The guy can just teleport it away back to reserve. Okay, fix these 3 wounds, and they have also special character which can fix these 3 wounds. So basically, up to 6 wounds back. Then he left 2 wounds, then fixed 6 wounds. He come back with 8 wounds again. What you gonna do with that? So if we want to kill the hard target, we kill them at one go, at one run. Yeah, we don't give them second chance. So what I do my fire dragon 5 guys plus flagon plus 1 walker all aim to the dragon. Don't forget I have 2 D cannons also. They are the backups. Yeah. So then my avatar also moved a bit up, not too much forward because I don't want to I don't like to play avatar too aggressively. Then basically you throw it away, you throw it to death. No, I like to use it as a counter piece. Okay, so then my actually also the fire dragon I want to talk a little bit. You can see a lot of competitive lists has a unit of fire dragon in Falcon and come
Hmm.
out with a reroll to wound. Sure, it's powerful, it helps, but don't put too much. How do you say gamble? Don't gamble too much on that 5 fire dragons. Okay, in my game, what happened is, okay, all the 5 guys, including the Exurge, has strength 12, right? Fire pack. All of them with a reroll, they made 2 wounds. I was not so lucky, but it was a reality. Okay, 2 wounds on the Meltas. So the guy, yeah, he saved one average. Then one went through, and we even with the Melta bonus, Melta 3, right? So I didn't use the fate die for that because there's so many shots. I only have so few fate die. So basically, what happened is even with the Melta 3, after he halved the damage, after he saved the feel no pain, I only made 3 wounds, three actual damage from the unit of Fire Dragon. 3 actual damage after he did the feel no pain. Keep that in mind. So don't put too much hope. Don't ever think Fire Dragon with a Falcon reroll will take out the seed time. Don't even think that. Then later on, with the combined effort from Flagon, from the uh, War Walker, and probably also from one D cannon, I took out this Dragon seed time like that. So we have to have multiple like plans,
Yeah.
plan B, plan C, sometimes plan D.
It definitely
If
needs to be a
if we do the
coordinated
job,
strike.
we get it done.
Yeah.
Have to be. We must. This is a sort of advantage and a feature of our army. We must. When I like one other thing I want to share is if let's say my war worker come down from reserves or my unit of shadow specters come out like 12 inches out from the building, at least I have 2 targets. At least this is how you position yourself. So let's say I have 2 units of Shadow Specters, Shadow Spectre A and Shadow Spectre B. They both come out ready to kill. A will have at least 2 lanes, 2 targets, and the B maybe have a combined, like a shared target with A, and he has another target C. This is my plan, yeah. So if for whatever reason the A couldn't finish the job, then the B unit will finish the job and shoot something else.
Right.
So we
And that's
have to do
kind
this.
of
Then it's
that.
much more reliable.
Well, that's how you kind of have to think, because you don't know
Yeah,
what the dice are going to show up with, right? So like you
you
don't want
don't
to
know.
waste
You don't
firepower
know.
either. And
Exactly.
something
Exactly.
I have learned through playing is exactly what you just said, which is, when you move your models up, you have to make sure that you have multiple targets, right? Especially your
Yes.
anti-large. If my first anti-large target spikes, rolls really high, kills the unit, what is my secondary? What is my backup going to shoot at? Needs to be able
Yes.
to shoot at
Yes.
something, right? Exactly, right.
Exactly.
So like one of the things with fire dragons that I always run up against is, what do you do when players have things in transports and stuff like that, right? So fire dragons, a good thing about
Mm.
them is they're good at killing both heavy infantry and vehicles,
Yes.
right? So you
Totally
can
agree.
use them as kind of a, okay, I'm going to shoot them later then. If I have a secondary target that's heavy infantry, I'm going to see if I can
Mm.
kill the primary target with lances first, because I
Yes.
might want to shoot my fire dragons at some infantry, smoke them, because the bright lances aren't going to be as good, quite frankly. You know?
Yes. Yes. I totally agree. I actually, after using my Fire Dragon, traditionally from all the previous editions, Fire Dragon always the best, the natural chosen one for killing vehicles and high
Right.
toughness ones. But actually, you know what? In my reality games, including my practice games, I have noticed Fire Dragon are the best trading unit for opponents' expensive and valuable infantries, or I mean, not only infantry, but uh, non-vehicle units. Means let's say toughness uh, 5, 6, 7, even. Yeah?
Right.
For this
Right.
type of very, very pricey, very valuable target, Fire Dragon are perfect.
Oh yeah.
They are strength 9. They want
Absolutely.
everything on 3 or even 2. And they have AP4. If the unit doesn't have invulnerable save, they are gone.
Yeah.
They're totally gone.
Oh, absolutely, man.
In one game,
Centurions,
think about it.
aggressors, everything. Yeah.
So many valuable targets. Even for the Necrons, we're talking Necrons. Even Necrons, let's say what was it called? heavy destroyers.
Hmm.
Yeah, was it toughness 6 or 7? I can't remember, but doesn't matter to Fire Dragon. Only down 3. You have 5 guys. Let's say you roll 3 to hit. Okay, with a reroll, you can probably hit 4. Yeah, let's say 3.
Hmm.
Okay, let's say you hit badly with a reroll. Okay, you hit 3. But 9 to 6 or 7, you won the 3 with a reroll. You can probably own the all 3. Let's say you own the 2. We'll count the minimum possibility. Okay, -4. Okay, 2 wounds. What do you do? The heavy destroyer doesn't have invuln. Did you see that?
Yep.
It doesn't
Yep.
have invuln.
Right.
With the 2 wounds, d6 plus Melta 3, you tell me. And 1 or 2, let's say 2 of that will cost 100 points. Even you roll the worst as you can, you only make 2 wounds, you take out the 100 points worst unit. And for the Necron players, they're heavy on the C10s and races. These kind of small units are their scoring units, and also they have long range, good quality shooting.
Oh,
This
absolutely.
this heavy destroyers. You
Yeah.
took it out. You already made your trade. Come to get me. They will come to get you. You can even use the dragon as a bait for
And
later. That's
it
why you're positioning them. Yeah.
right. And it seems like that's exactly what happened with this game because it seems like his secondary scoring is a lot worse than yours, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you were probably
Yes.
able to limit his secondary scoring to the point where his
Yes.
primary scoring wasn't so overwhelming,
Primary
right?
was good.
Yeah,
Was
because
good
he maxed.
because you
Yeah.
yeah, check our. I can tell you the map is again the hammer and anvil, and the primary mission was a take and hold,
Hmm.
and the mission there's a mission rules. It's like we have 4 objectives in the no man's land, rather close. That's why imagine when the Silent King comes, that guy can take just 2 objectives by himself. So
Right.
that's why he had put all the Titans in the middle. Of course, he has perfect primary missions. Sorry, primary scores, no problem. But I kill him on the secondaries.
Yeah, absolutely,
And
man.
so second turn, I took out the Dragon Titan. Of course, it's always, when you take a big target out from your opponent, always a mental stress for them. And
Yeah.
then third turn, okay, what I do? Okay, let's say they always say the race unit are unkillable. Okay, I'm proving to you it's possible when they are facing elder firepower. So what did I do? I took out. I was committed to the right flank race. Okay,
Hmm.
so I constantly my avatar move this time. My avatar moved up, yeah, like 3 4 inches away. So I stay there, and then um, my yeah 2 lances ready from my left flank because they have 36 inches, so no problem. The range is not a problem. My 2D cannon ready, and my one unit of the Shadow Spiker also in position, ready to fire the 24 inches the heavy shots. Right? So
Hmm.
when I have all the pieces ready, of course my faster sky runners in 12 with avatar too, with the D cannon with everything. This is the
Right.
formation I'm talking about. Whenever whichever wound goes through, boom boom, if needed, okay, that you can pick up a free die. So with all this combined firepower, although the race has 3 armor save, 4+ invulnerable, 5+ feel no pain, I took out the whole unit in one shooting phase. The whole
Nice.
unit. Plus the character, I think it's about maybe 300 points.
Oh yeah,
It's not a
easily.
huge point. It's not a huge point. But you know what? Again, this is a psychological warfare. Because, oh my god, he killed my whole unit of race just like that. Works on the opponent's mind also. It's the same thing. What do you feel if they have some weapons, some things? First round took out Avatar. It's not just one unit.
Right.
It will affect my mental health for the rest of the game.
Oh, absolutely,
This
man.
is
I've seen
important.
so many games like that where like somebody will lose an avatar right off the bat, like an avatar of Cain, and just like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mental like
Then
stress
you
of
will
that
think,
is
oh shit, I lost the whole thing already.
right.
You know?
Right. Right.
This is what I'm talking about. Because we are human. Human are affected by the psychological things, you know. And
Absolutely.
so I took out the race, of course, the effect on him. The next turn, I took out the Nightbringer without not too much because we have so superior firepower. Because they are not battle sisters. They
Yeah.
have to roll the actual die.
Yeah,
God
absolutely,
damn
man.
it!
Who would have
They have to
thought?
roll the die. You
Who
know.
would have thought? Yeah, I know, right?
Mm.
That's funny, man.
Even
Well,
the king, even the king. The fifth turn, I took out the king. Even
nice,
the
dude.
silent king.
Nice.
Everything basically,
That's
really,
great.
it's a absolutely slaughter.
It's awesome to see Eldar win against Necrons like that. That's cool.
Yeah,
So
it
tell me
was great.
about how you generally felt about the tournament altogether. You went 3-2, which was awesome. Um,
Yeah.
I think you got what, 14th out of 48
Yes,
players,
I ranked the 14th out of 48,
which is
and
awesome,
as a
man.
matter of fact, yeah, yeah, was it was my first actual tournament.
Yeah,
I was it's much better than my expectation. I was
yeah.
expecting. I knew I'm not weak. Okay, I
Hmm.
prepared well, and
Hmm.
I understood our army quite deeply. I was expecting I can win 2 games. If I'm in the top 20, I will be happy already. You know, I already wow, this is already good. But now in both numbers, I exceeded my expectations, so I'm super satisfied.
Which is awesome. And the cool thing is like,
Yeah, awesome.
you're not like, part of a pro team or anything like that. You're not, you're just a regular,
No, no,
40K
I'm
player
not.
who
Yes,
loves the
yes,
game,
yes.
you know?
Yeah, I have to tell whoever listened to this episode. You know, I'm not so-called pro player. I'm not even a tournament. This is my first tournament game, actual tournament game. I'm not a master level or anything. I'm just one guy, one of the craft world players who have a okay understand. I'm not saying even I don't think I have 90% understand. Let's say I have realistically I think between 70 to 75% understanding about our faction. Okay, but I found my play style, and in my way of playing, I get my pieces running and working. This is important, you know. I found let's say, yeah, I found my stuff. Yeah, I found my things, and also I have my great mate. Like I have one great friend, Warhammer friend in Helsinki. He's called Edu. Actually, he's the only Finnish player who went to participate in the first Warhammer 40K World Championship in
Wow,
Atlanta.
that's cool.
He was there, and among all the how many was it 100? How many I don't know, 160 or 100, whatever. All these top tournament level players, he ranked 13th.
Which
Not
is
bad at
pretty
all.
pretty great, you know?
That's insane. It's insane. You know, it was an unbelievable achievement. So he was my great training. Actually, he like a teacher almost. You know, I ask any question, he has answers. That's great. You know, big thanks to him. Also to my mate Nino. Also to my local gaming club. To Guy, to Demo, to Sade. These are my training partners. Thank you for their time. You know, they're great help for me. So
That's awesome,
basically,
man.
I feel my tournament. Oh yeah, it went pretty well. But you know what, man? If you decide to go, like I decide to focus on the take out the Dragon Titan or take out the whole unit or race, you have to input your preparation. Basically, I signed up for this tournament like a four months ago or something like that. As soon as I signed up, I start preparing because I don't have so much game going on because family, kids, work, and also local club. It's not that big. So basically, I can practice maybe 3, 4 games per month. But that's why I have to use them really efficiently, right? That's why I say I tuned my list almost 3 months. I tuned my list till the last 80 points, and I took your and dead of night suggestions. Imagine that. then my list was ready. Was it like ready? Was like 2 weeks before the submission date.
Yeah.
But after that I felt so good and I felt so confident with the list. And I really actually okay in the list eventually okay this is random pairing, random, you know, you can't do anything. It's so weird. 5 games, I mean 3 games out of 5 are the armies I've never played against. And two completely new armies. It's also quite weird. You
Yeah.
know, I, I actually I actually prepared very well against Custodes, against Necrons, and what was the other one? And there's some popular armies. You know, I really studied quite well. I really wanted to kill some Custodes. You know, I really want to have a pair to Custodes game, but I didn't get. That was such a pity. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I want to show the Custodes. You know, we have superior fight. Really, looking into Custodes, you know, they have some good tanks, but those even those nice tanks in under all the firepower of our war workers or deacon, they really look into it. It's very easy. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say easy to destroy, but it shouldn't be too hard to destroy.
It's very doable.
And
You know.
look into their army. Okay, they have of course they have all the sets. You know, 2 plus and 4 plus, and then what was it? And then the 3 wound. But you know what? That's exactly why I brought 3 units of Shadow Specters. Every failed 4 plus is a custodian. Isn't that true?
Yep. One foot in the
So
grave.
really, it's like I really looking forward to be the custodian, but I just couldn't. I was like, damn, man.
I know the
Uh,
chances were you would go against one of them because there was 6 of them in the
Unbelievable.
tournament, but
Yeah.
that's funny, man.
But it's okay.
Well, I
We'll get
mean,
them next time.
yeah, and I mean the thing is you had a lot of fun during the tournament, which was
Yeah,
the most important
absolutely.
thing. And I think to everybody out there
Absolutely.
listening to this, and deciding whether or not to get, started into competitive play. I mean, tournaments are fun, but
Right.
you have to go in with the right
It is
mindset
fun.
to
It
have
is
fun,
fun.
right? Like, and I was just
Sure.
talking to another one of my buddies about this is that, when you go to a tournament, of course you want to win, but I think the main goal is to have fun, right? And
Yes.
you want to go with that mindset because if you go to the mindset to win, 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 that's all I care about, you're not going to have
No, not
fun.
possible.
And
No, no,
if you
no.
don't have fun doing something, you're not going to be as engaged with it as if you are having fun,
Yeah.
right? So you're actually going to be
Yeah.
tactically disadvantaging your own brain by going in with that mindset, you know. So it
Sure.
was it was great that you had so much fun in the tournament, man. And when you reached out to me, I was really happy to do this because I had felt that you
Yeah.
were just you're not a big tournament guy. This is your first
Yeah.
tournament in what, seven
I'm
years or
I'm
something like
just
that.
one of you. I'm
Yeah,
absolutely just one of you.
yeah, man, and that's
Well,
great. And you've had so much success in that tournament. So to everybody out there that is thinking of joining, yeah, join up. Join up for these tournaments.
no,
Have
no big
fun.
deal. Hey, tell
You
me,
know.
what you got to lose, really? What you got to lose? This is your hobby. What does it mean? It means you input your time, input your energy, input some of your money. That's why it's called hobby, right?
Hmm.
So you go to a tournament, yeah, maybe a little travel involved. You pay 20, $30 or euros for the participation fee. Okay, maybe if you need travel, pay some hotel fee, food. But hey, this is your hobby. Maybe this is the only tournament you join, let's say in 3 to 4, 6 months. I don't think the financial is a problem for anyone. So, and doesn't mean, I must prepare so good to go. No, you prepare as good as you can, depending on your real life issues, right?
Hmm.
But the things, uh, as I told you, when I go in, of course, everybody want to win. That's why you go to a tournament. But
Hmm.
I know it's not possible. We are just common players, you know.
Right.
But if I treat everything, I do the best I can. This is why I need to train myself. This is why I need to figure out my list. So I don't have to in the tournament in the right moment. Like, okay, what I do with this? Oh my God, should I put it here or should I put it in the left or right? If you're thinking that, you're done. You know, this is why you need to be so well prepared and so well. let's say what's the word like I can't find the word. Anyway, basically, at the moment of the game starts, deploy. Okay, the chess clock starts. Okay, you just very calmly, as a general, you are about to start a fight, which you have already uh, practiced many possibilities. Now it's okay. This unit gonna do this. This guy gonna do this. Okay, that vehicle is there. Okay, I put the cannon within 24 of that. So this is you need to be very clear and very calmly. You the plan is set. We foresee the future of the battle and we just let it proceed. This is the attitude, sort of calmness. Of course, there's excitement inside
Right.
it. So also once you commit to a tournament, trust me, it's going to be a big boost to your own game. You like this game, right? So play it right. In many casual games, actually, we make a lot of mistakes. But now, okay, you want to go to tournament, you must check the rule carefully. You watch a lot of battle report. You talk with the player who has better opinions, who has better experience. You learn a lot. You learn a lot. Even me, I believe my actual playing level, I think the boost I got probably around 20% at least. Yeah. So it's really a boost to your own play. Imagine that, how lovely that is. Do you want to play a crappy game, like in some wrong way even, and you don't even remember your stats of your own units, and now you can ask my units number stats in my dream. I
Uh,
would answer you right away.
that's
Think about
funny.
that.
Yep, we all remember those games, don't we?
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
really
man.
it's a great thing.
Well, thank you for coming on. And I definitely want you on again. But
Yeah. Sorry, this might
I,
take too much time, huh? But
well,
I
I
hope,
mean,
I
I don't
hope,
want to
I
waste your
hope,
whole day here.
yeah. No, no, no,
But
no, 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 no. I'm okay.
we'll have you on again, man.
Don't
And
worry.
and and thank you so much for coming on. I loved hearing about the tournament, and I think your perspective on the game
Yeah.
is really awesome. And if all
Thank you,
you guys
sir.
out there are
Thank you.
sitting at home watching these videos, trying to get better at the game, definitely sign up for some tournaments. There's no substitute for experience, and they're also really
Yep.
fun. So give them a shot.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
I
Well,
also want to thank you, Proxy. I want to thank you. And you work so hard for the elder community, and you have my respect, absolutely,
well,
And
thank
you
you,
just
man.
keep your good job, keep your good job. You will make one day. You will make it as position in the Seer Council. Trust me.
I'm only a storm guardian right now, but soon I
No,
will
no, no, no,
advance.
no.
I will advance to
You're
regular
out like way
guardian.
leaper. At
Oh
least
yeah.
you're a way leaper.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
you
man.
work hard, man.
You're
Thank you
funny,
so
dude.
much.
Absolutely,
I
man. Well,
really
thank you.
thank you for the Dark Reapers. But this kind of thank, I think you can feel me, huh? You feel
Absolutely,
me.
man. Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Dark Reapers are good guys. Trust me. There's a lot of lists out there that are actually like
I,
starting to run
I
them.
have tested. I have tested.
Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah. At
that's
least,
funny, man.
fit into my style.
Absolutely.
All
All
right,
right.
man.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
let you go. And to everybody
Yeah.
out there, thank you so much. To
Yeah.
my patrons and supporters, thank you for helping the channel out so much. You've done an awesome job, not only supporting the channel, but helping out their Eldar players too in the comments and both on the Patreon. And if anybody does want to join up on the Patreon, I do have free trials activated. It doesn't cost a thing to join, and you get to talk to people like me and Kim about the game. And, it's a fun time. And obviously, it costs you nothing to do it. So I will leave the link for that in the description. And peace out, everybody. See you guys next time. Have a good one.